Hello lollies and jelly beans, it's Melanie Florence from Miss Melly Flows Vibe Life. This is my Vibe Life channel for my tarot readings and Vibe Life stuff like sharing the love. So I have jackstreehouse.com. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Got stories, done some photos, did it myself, made it myself. This reading is for the air peeps for November. It's a monthly read, our monthly hot tea. So hot tea from our higher consciousness. So this is the air reading for the air people. So you may be Gemini, Aquarian or Libra, or you might just have a lot of air in your charts. It's also about our mind, our intellect, our thoughts, our anxieties, our breathing. So breathe for a moment, air people. I'm going to walk you through. I've picked some Scorpio feel sort of cards. My brother's a Scorpio, so I was like, oh, what would he want? He's pretty well guided without them. But I'm going to throw some different cards from some different decks, and then we're going to give an overall 5-line reading with our how we got here, 5 for how we got here, 4 for our healing element, 3 for how we apply that to the world, 2 for partnerships, and 1 for our self-love. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into the reading. If you would like a personal reading, you can book in through my Miss Melly Flow Facebook page. I've got 50% off. All of my personal readings are $45 at the moment, and that's a full personal reading and we'll go into a full spread with you. Hit me up. I would love to give you a consult with your higher self, cup of tea. So let's start with today, the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. So, by Lucy Cavendish. Oof. So what have we got? This is a bit of an Ancient Kingdoms sort of deck, an old wisdom. What we got from our past to bring into our future. Okay. So I've done a few different readings. If you're looking for, I've got a few different teas on the menu that I've been working out. There's a sweet hot tea, which is sort of about love, sharing the love. And there's a hot tea, which is about partnerships. There's a chilled iced tea, which is a sort of healing. I got what's behind the door, the randomized tea, sort of abundance. So I'm working through, and I've got a whole heap of readings to come for hallowed Saints Eve, or Hello Eve. Depending on you where in the southern hemisphere or northern hemisphere, depends on what you've got on the pagan wheel. Alright, what have we got here? Open like the lotus, flowering spirit, revelation and maturity. Wow, I was just playing the lotus for the background of the water people's monthly reading, or the weekly one. It wasn't sitting right. So here we are, unfolding. So this is really quite special. So open like a lotus. And just keep unfurling, having revelations. It's like that onion thing, layers and layers, and they just keep unfurling and unfurling. Alright, so a beautiful revelation with maturity, a flowering spirit. So this might have been a growth period for you that you're flowering through. Let's put her on the end here. Okay, so the next deck that I've drawn out is the Divination of the Ancients. So this deck is got all of the different ways that we can divine inside of it. So if you're looking at different ways to connect into spirit, the last video had auto writing and that sort of stuff had come through in it. So there are different ways that we can divine. You can see I have a crystal ball sitting in the background in here. See that there? I've never used it. I tried. Scrying is not necessarily my thing. It might be when I get old and I've got patience maybe. But I like the energy. When my mother gave it to me, so I have a crystal ball. She gave it to me years ago, in my 20s. I've had it forever. So it's nice crystal sort of healing energy in my life. What else do we have that might come out? Come on, card for the air piece for November. What's our inspiration? What's our ancient divination? A few more. If it doesn't come through, I'm going to split the deck. Jump out for us. So, there. Oh. Feathers. So air people. This is such an air element thing. So my brother collects feathers, and so does my mother. So if you're out and about, look around. White feathers mean something, blue feathers mean something, yellow feathers mean something. They have everything has meaning, so we make it nothing. All right, so pick up the feathers and notice what's around you. Notice the bird culture around you. There's feathers. You might be getting messages from your ancients and your relatives via feathers in your path. For me, I sometimes get coins. When changes come in, coins turn up everywhere in my path. Okay. Thank you for the ancient divination. This is the Untethered Soul, this particular deck. And we already got one out. So that's quick. Good. Air people. What do we got for this month? October. November. We're doing November's reading. Okay. What if consciousness were to remove its focus from your personal set of thoughts, your personal set of emotions, and your limited sensory input? Would you become untethered from the bonds of personal self and be set free to explore the beyond? Ooh. So what if your consciousness, what if you let go? What if you let go of your personal thoughts and let go of your emotions and let go of your sensory input? What if you let go? Would you become untethered? Would you float away? Would you be able to, untether your bonds to set yourself free? Our expectations become limitations. It was in the last reading as well. Be very careful about the limitations you set yourself, because you will surely reach them. So when you open up beyond that, we have something different. Alright, so I'm going to take one card from the Work Your Light deck for this reading for the air peeps for November. What have we got? Air people. So, okay. Align yourself. What is not aligned isn't and needs to change. Alright, what do you need to set go of? What do you need to set free? What is not aligning anymore? What do you need to clear, air people? Alright, to be a flowering spirit of revelation and maturity. Like, look for these messages. Look for what you need to realign inside yourself. What if you remove your consciousness from its focus? What if you remove that? What are you not aligned with? What needs to change, air people? Alright, so now I'm going to go into the 5-line reading. So this is our pyramid of love, self-love, I guess. That's where it's heading. Alright, so I'm going to pop this down so you can see the cards on the table with me. And I'll come back to you afterwards. So, yeah, let's see what we got. Air peeps. Feathers and lotuses in the background. Okay. So when you're looking at yourself, what do you need to realign? Because we have a transition, straight up air people, is coming out of the deck. This is a transition of the mind being of arrows, 6 of arrows. So this is triumphant. It's a step across. It's a step across the way. You're already on that way. So your mind has left one place and it's in another. This is a transition of your thoughts and what you think. Right? A realignment of your thoughts and what you think. Okay. So, we'll put the deck all back together. Let's go again. So, there we are. So our fun. So this has been a journey. It's been a path to follow the ancestor. You've been guided down this path, and you will be. Your ancestors are here to follow you. They're here to help you. They're here to guide you and hold your hand as you go through this. You're following your pole star. You're following your dream. All right, that's okay. This transition comes with new thoughts and new places, and the ancestor is here to guide you. Okay. Ooh, this is strong, potent, sexual, masculine energy. This is fire sign, fire energy, like fire energy. So we're talking about faith and passion and drive and being driven by the things that we believe in inside of us. This is core and potential and sexual, and this is driven. So this is something that could be mean that your faith is driving you, or you've met somebody who fulfills this. But this is your faith is driving you to this place, and you know that you're in a transition. Very strong energy inside of that. All right. So 2 more cards for what brought us here. What brought us here? Transition, a boat apparently. So this is clearance, and this is clearance of old things. This is clearance about things that you don't believe in. This is making room for the new. This is pulling out the weeds from your garden. We go back and we weed our garden every once in a while. It's a good meditation to go back and trim. And it's all right to say, I don't believe in that anymore. I'm a different person. I'm a different person to yesterday. I believe in different things. Things change every day. So here we are. We're clearing out our emotional backburning. It's time to let go of things that you don't believe in and be passionate about the things you do. You're being guided to make that transition. Let go of some old, in with the new. Okay, bit of pruning. Okay, one more, how we got here. Alright, so this is driven. This is knowing your potential. This is knowing, this is potential and new. This is like the chariot, and this is taking it on. This is knowing your skills, knowing what you've got, knowing who you are, knowing how to take the challenge, knowing how that you are who you are. Take the strength. This is taking the strength, the bold potential strength of potential energy, and where you're going to apply that to the world, take on the world with everything you know. You're trained to hit the target. You've got more arrows in your quiver. Okay, that's how we got here. So the next 4 cards are your healing element. What's going to heal us this month in November? Oh, physical challenge. This is taking on the world. This is getting a new job. This is taking on the world with gusto. Saying, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to make it. I'm going to rub my coins together. I'm going to make more coins out of those coins. I've got ideas. I'm going to take on the world. You might have to move. This is a physical challenge card. Whatever's coming your way, it will mean that you actually have to get out there and you have to do it and you dig in. So something new and something is after the new beginning of the foundation. This is the next step. This is the next step in your business venture. This is really putting yourself out there and challenging those people who might, you know, are not necessarily, I guess, you don't challenge people that don't see it. Okay, this is about the challenge of taking on yourself and taking yourself seriously to get the things you want. Okay, Mad March here. What have we got? Oh, healing element. I love this card. It's not my favorite in the deck, but it's in there. I know. So this is the this is dancing in the rivers of life. I always hear ancients of moo dancing in the rivers of life. I don't know. What is found an ancient and we're bound to just about ancient. You know, this card just makes you feel that justified ancient dancing in the rivers of life. Yeah, right. So it's out. It's having a great time. It's, you know, enjoying the emotional moments with your friends. This is sensory. This is being involved. This is being involved in the moment and taking that challenge and dancing with it and dancing with your emotions, being alive inside of it, senses inside of your emotions. Okay, ooh, I'm going to take them both, that one and that one. So air people, what have we got for this? Is being creative. So we move, while you're being your physical challenge in here, we move on to this 5 of Cups, which is the ecstasy. Like we've actually got here, being creative. So be creative. It's trying to get back into some of your old crafts. That might be about, you know, reshaping things, refitting things, recycling things, fixing, mending things. This might be about knitting. I don't know, something crafty and actually being creative. Might be painting, might be getting involved in some sort of creative arts that you can make money from. But this is really sort of really enjoying that. And here we've got this new rebirth. This is a focus of energy that we're looking at. This is your so we have the green woman, but we're really talking about our empress, and the empress is the queen of all she surveys. This is really earthy and a fertile time, and you can see the expression inside of that here, where the the queen, that's the ace of arrows. The breath of life is in the middle of that, the rebirth in the middle of that, and the Sheila Nagig in the bottom of this card. So the greenwood, this is a nice feminine earthy, this is our green woman that we bring to the table. Dancing, this is great. Fertile energies, new growth. All right, so we're potent in our energies, we're potent in our passion and our new creations. So how are we going to apply this to the world? This is the King of Arrows. So we're talking, all right, people, we might be applying ourselves in our most masculine energies. You might be being yourself as being an air sign, masculine energy card. So this could be invoking that bit of yourself or really actually living yourself, right? So doing you, which is so great, huh? All right, so we are talking about the Just King and taking on that energy and really expressing yourself, taking your business seriously, taking your business affairs seriously, and trying to get just outcomes and incomes from that. This could be advertising in a big way as well if you were running a business. But for me, this is like how do you apply and how do you talk about yourself if you don't have an older air sign masculine energy around you. All right, the next card is The next card, oh, so we're looking at 3, aren't we? I do this all the time when I'm doing different readings. I don't have positions and placements. So this is how we're applying it to the world. Ooh. So in some ways you're applying this through your insecurities. Why are you doing what you're doing? So you may be using some of your weaknesses as your strengths. Be very careful of that. But, you know, this weaknesses and our insecurities and how we're applying this to the world, and this being an air reading and this being an air card, it really is talking about what are the insecurities, where are the weaknesses, what are you looking at, where do you need to work on stuff in your businesses, where do I need to work in my communication. Sometimes we need to not worry about what other people are saying about us when it comes to these cards, and sometimes it needs to be, you know, there's a lot of thoughts, there's a lot of ideas, there's like, I feel like I'm being watched. This is an anxiety card, so we need to shut down sometimes and write lists so we can get out, so we feel more organized, so we feel more on top of it. And sometimes we really need to really push forward through our fears and feel fear and do some of this stuff anyway. So there's a real strong sort of thinking energy. Again, write lists. A lot of this is can be alleviated when we speak the words. Maybe seek counsel if you need a reading. Come see me. And so the other way we're going to apply this is via our traditions. So sometimes when we go back to the bare bones and we've got a new start and we've got new stuff going on, we need to rely on our traditions, rely on how we make money. If you've got a trade, this would be going back to the trade maybe, but it's also knowing about the traditions of you, like what your strengths are, what you've been through in the personal world, what you've been through in the physical world. These are all parts that we can lay our hat on and go, I know me. I have my own traditions. I get up in the morning and I do these sort of things. I have a night ritual. I do these sort of things. So these sort of things are the things that we're going to apply to the world. All right. All right. So there's going to be a little bit of insecurity in this, but we're still dancing in the rivers of life. We're following the guidance. We're following the guidance of the ancestors. We're dancing in the rivers with the ancients, and here we are. Okay. So the next 2 cards about partnerships and how we're going to approach all the partnerships in our life. We're attracted to them. How brilliant. 2 of stones. We've got 2 of cups here. This is being attracted to life itself. This is being attracted to another partner. This is being attracted to love itself. You know, it's attraction. We start with, you know, when we start juggling these 2 stones, we're also pouring between these 2 cups. In love, we make a 3rd energy inside of here, and that's what becomes the energy of the cup of joy. All right, so inside of this, we've got a new attraction. This is a new attraction maybe to yourself. You know, we're going to align ourselves with what's not aligned. It needs to change. Let go and remove your focus from your personal sets of thoughts, your personal emotions, and your limited energy input. What would you become untethered? Would you become untethered from the bonds of the potential self, the personal self, and be set free beyond to explore? All right, we got it. We got it sitting here. Alright, so might be a little bit insecure, but you're attracted to the world. This is great. You've got your traditions. Alright, one more card for partnerships. Flew out just there. Oh, that's really funny. Because I was thinking about that because the 4th card is boredom. Alright, this just says to me no drama, Lotto. This is the rest of the emotional phase. So it's like 3 is a cup of joy, and then we've got 4, and it's like, oh, I'm just a little bit, so I'm going to sit back on this. I'm still going to find the joy inside of myself. But this is a relaxation card. This is a rest period card. So this is removing yourself from the insecurities and stop thinking of it, you know, and take a bit to just be a little bit like pulled back. So our relationships, we're attracted to the world. 2 and 2, we've got 6. So there's a reunion still in here to come, like with our emotional self. But we're sitting in an interesting spot. We've been dancing, pulling up our emotions. Just, oh, let me see. I knew that these were going to shine like this. It does from this angle. I have to angle them in to make the pyramid. And then in the end, when I put this card here, it also is out of perspective. But anyway, so no drama llama in here for our November. A little bit bored, but you're still attracted to stuff. Really interesting. So what have we got coming in for? This is our self-love position. So in our self-love, we've got the Knight of Stones. So this Knight of Stones explores the dark, and he works in by himself, and he also works in a pack. So this could be that there is an earth, masculine, younger night energy around you. This has the potential, the strength to show you something secure in the material world. If we were talking about business, this would be a great spot for you to really assess from where you are and really take a stance to, you know, look after yourself and your assets inside of what you've got. But the Knight of Stones really does sort of ask us to, you know, see where we work as a pack animal and see where we work as a lone wolf. So this is a healing energy. It can be really selfish. It actually is about really turning some of that love and really looking after yourself on the material plane. It's not looking after children, and this is not a knight that's looking after children or a wife. Maybe you might be dating, but this is generally, this is somebody who's looking after their material world. You know, really getting onto that. So that's what we have for the air peeps. So, outside of our insecurities, it's time to dance and let go of some of those naturally built up energies. So that's going to be your healing element, and to create and be control of your own material word, LP air people. What a great place to be. So remember that you're going to open like a lotus and really freshen up with the feathers. So lotuses and feathers all around for you guys. Don't worry about being a little bit bored. If there's no drama, then, you know, we're sort of in a better place. So work on your anxieties and your insecurities. Might want some meditation in your evenings to work on your traditions, perhaps, because that sort of says to me. I do have some attached to this YouTube channel. So have a look at the lists in my open playlist and you'll find some meditations that I've been putting to the side, higher vibration stuff. So I really hope that this helps with your November and it resonates for you, what to watch out for. Really get creative with your love and with your passion and yourself as a person, and live in that moment, dance with it. I hope, air people, that this is great for you for November. I will be putting out a Halloween read and probably a weekly read. There's a lot of them. Please hit like and subscribe. I really hope you like the video, and share it with your peeps. And if you want, I have the Facebook group, Miss Melly's Flow. You can book a private reading through there. Great to be here, and great that you're here. Thank you very much. Mahalo.